Good start.
Thank you to everyone.
That's the current state of our Starcraft LPs.
Yep.
We're doing everything.
Woo!
This particular mission, we're doing it. We're on it, folks.
Look at those HD graphics.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, look at those crappy graphics.
I got it because we thought the one that was original was HD.
Oh yeah.
Because it turns out you can't improve on what is originally a masterpiece.
Was it originally in the standard definition? No, these are recently later.
So question on the part.
It's just, it doesn't matter. I only go for like these segments and in-game.
Let's get this part started out hot. What is your opinion
Are you just drinking milk?
on milk?
I can't say that I really go out of my way to just drink a glass of milk.
I mean,
by itself.
I gotta be honest. We drink skim milk in this house. Well, I mean, I do. Ash is lactose intolerant, so it's just me. She drinks almond milk. Anyway, so I just drink skim milk, and I feel like it's one of the few things in my life I do that's actually obscenely healthy.
I don't think it's actually a lot of healthy fat. But I go
But
for almond milk.
skim doesn't have any fat.
I mean, it has
Yeah,
calories.
it's a lot of healthy fats in milk.
I am inclined to agree.
Okay. I mean,
I just like drinking milk.
milk has sugar in it, but it definitely does not have.
It has calories from protein and sugar. There's a lot of protein. It's like 8 grams per 8 ounces. I mean, you know, right? And if my other choices are drinking water or soda,
I gotta be honest. Water.
is water based?
I'm having a lot of trouble drinking water lately.
I try.
I feel like
I have a couple a day at CIB, but that's because like I'm limited. You know, like I don't have like tea or anything.
This is a good
there.
topic right away for Starcraft.
Absolutely.
Drinking water.
Yeah.
But seriously, I drink water like a lot more now than I used to.
That's good. It's very healthy.
I wish I did.
I used to have, so you're obviously supposed to have 8 glasses, right? And like I used to have, well, I still have it. I don't know where it is. This jug, which is supposed to be how much you need for the day, and I used to bring it to the store just filled, and like it's a surprising amount you have to drink per day.
I don't think I reached.
And like legit, I would drink it, and I would just be like, granted that was over like a 10-hour period and not like all day, but like you would just be like, well, I have to go to the bathroom all the time because I'm drinking so much water. Maybe that's for like a very active person, like working outside or whatever.
I think drinking too much.
It's really great for if you work in an office and you just need reasons to go to the bathroom frequently.
And I think going to the bathroom a lot because you drink too much water is not really a bad
Admiral,
thing.
it's
probably
focus
not.
on
It's
destroying
bad,
all of the
but
hives
it's
in this
kind of
area.
bad.
We may be able to neutralize
Well, I mean, it
this,
depends.
without
Ben,
too much
everything,
trouble.
according to Ben, everything's bad for you. Drinking water, not great. Hey, I always think about this whenever someone like brings in a Wii to sell, right? Like a Nintendo Wii, and I'm like, I don't want it, right? Because we have so many. Remember when that lady, and this is like not an urban tale, like actually happened, like tried to win a Nintendo Wii when they first came out? Do you guys know this?
I found out that the other week for some reason.
Yeah, and so it was some radio contest or whatever, and it was hold your Wii for a Wii. Yeah. So
Which
you
is
just
very funny because there was
you drank a bunch of water, and then you held it for as long as you could, and she like I guess her kidneys ruptured or something, and she died. She died trying to get a Wii. And it's like it's just like it's crazy. It just shows you how, like 13 years later, like people literally bring them in, and they could be in perfect condition. And sometimes I'm like, I really don't.
Someone died for this.
Someone died for it,
That's
literally.
insane.
It's crazy. Like, and it's not even like something like, we take electricity for granted. Like, totally people died like early on, you know, whatever, or like pasteurization, right? Like, no, not that.
Pastures, yeah.
No. The people who died studying like radioactivity. It's like people died so we can know radioactive stuff is bad. It's like that's good, you know, to know. But it's like someone died for a Wii. Like that's how crazy different it is now.
What's that thing?
LaFleur, right? Or no, maybe not. The two people who died. Anyway, go.
No, I was talking about there was an accident that happened, and I don't know. I don't even know what it's called, but it's like just this big gelatinous like thing, and apparently if you look at it, you'll die instantly because of how it's radioactive.
Oh, the elephant's foot. Oh yeah, the elephant's foot in Chernobyl.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's cool. I want to look at that.
I'm gonna look at that right
Dude, how crazy is like
What
how?
if we lose?
Yeah.
Do we die?
I mean,
Is it like
do
a
you go
no-brainer
blind if you
thing?
look at pictures of the sun?
Alright, here we go.
Isn't that crazy that there's a place in the world that's so radioactive that even like 30 years I don't think because of half-lives, I don't think it's like you will die now, but it's like if you're there for an hour, you will absolutely get cancer kind of thing. But like when it first happened, people were just like, "Oh, got to clean this up." And everyone who went to like ground zero like was instantly like, "I lost all my hair. I wonder if I'm okay." It's like, you are not. You are not okay.
I opened my phone's web browser and I was on bobvila.com.
Okay.
Bob Vila?
No.
What?
Is
This
it like-
old house? Oh my god, did you not have to did you not like watch this old house?
Wait, Ben, speaking of old house, are you living at Aunt Blanky's? I don't want to
mean my mom's
bet anyone.
house?
Yes, your mom's house.
Thanks for doxing that I have a mother.
Her name
But
is
are you?
Blanky.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get the house to yourself, right?
Yeah, until after this video is posted. No, I'm just kidding. Very good at it.
Bro. I even started going over my like I literally had to call and this was a long time coming, but I had to call Blue Ridge to like upgrade my internet because all of a sudden over the last couple months I've been going over like the data limit, and I was like, dang, we haven't gone over the limit in a long time. And like I did it like 2 months in a row, and then I was like, oh yeah, these are pretty big videos. And also my limit was like 500 gigs or something, which is
That's insane.
Apparently, Blue Ridge put out. We have like problems with just having a steady signal like all throughout the house because the routers in the downstairs and the second floor, the signal's not the greatest. I have like an extended grid. But apparently, they had this new program where for like 12 months for a limited time, it's like some sort of set fee, but it's a mesh network thing where they supply you with like a mesh router, which is basically like a router that can have like 3 different access points working at the same time. You don't have to bother with it.
that's cool.
We were thinking about doing it.
That's neat.
So
Yo, here's the big question. Here's the big statement of the part. People everywhere, all around the world, know that Ephrata, PA, is getting Comcast at some point. So we have a choice
oh really?
to our. Yeah, it's coming.
Ever? I mean,
Still in the
it
mainstream.
does not surprise me that Comcast is expanding into another market. I would be surprised.
Wait, Ben,
Right.
you're telling me that when you have internet, you have to deal with functions.
Yikes.
No. So Nicholas, because he had to work from home sometimes when he lived at
Oh, he was
Marketable
like,
skills.
He was instantly like, I don't want this garbage.
Yeah, that was a condition of him like moving back in. He was like, in order to work like here, I have to be able to like be on.
What, they switch it over to Blue Ridge?
I actually think we have both now. And I don't know how that works.
That's cool.
But the thing is, like, because Phil has such a whole thing with
Where does it hurt?
Okay,
it's,
so
it's like super, like, ridiculously distant, but also like the slowest
Right away.
available.
So let's just pretend that you don't have Blue Ridge to make my joke work.
Okay.
So you have only Windstream at home, and when you go to your GS house, you have literally no internet.
Yeah.
wow.
That's a cool life. That
She has
doesn't
no
actually
internet?
exist.
Is that a joke?
Do you guys just use like your 3G or 4G phone stuff? And if so, is your data like dying?
Come on.
LTE? Do you have a
Come on.
do you have a limit or not? It's in Lancaster City though, right?
Dude,
No,
Ben
it's in
pays
Anaheim.
like $120 a month for internet.
No, actually, I just changed.
Yikes.
I said nice, and Spencer said yikes, and literally the exact same moment.
Yeah, so
Nikes.
I went out to breakfast with my mom and my girlfriend, and we got to the topic of like how much we pay each month for phones, and then I mentioned that I pay $120
Was that actually correct about that?
Because I was still paying off.
I knew that you paid more than
my
that.
phone, and then in addition, I was also using like a grandfathered AT&T unlimited data plan.
Oh,
from the
okay,
original-
Matt Schaefer. Literally, Matt did that. He like will never get off of it because of that.
That's what I was thinking, but then I was like, oh wait a minute, I can also like there's a prepaid network that's on like AT&T's thing, so I don't have to like change basically anything. Called Cricket.
Oh, that's exactly what I have.
Yeah.
It's AT&T. It costs $35 a month, and it's cool.
I use 60 like the
Yeah,
unlimited everything.
if I actually use my phone for any sort of like internet access, I'd probably upgrade, but it's completely fine for me.
I found that like I'm almost always a place where Wi-Fi is. Like I'm either here or at the store.
Yeah.
I guess the only time I really need it otherwise is for like GPS, but that's nothing.
Well, at work I'm not on the work Wi-Fi. It's like they restrict certain traffic, so I can't like update apps. Like for whatever reason, they restrict the App Store and basically any Apple service. So I can't like update anything, which is
Ben can't Google
super
butts.
weird.
Nick's job should literally be
I can Google it.
Nick's job should literally be that guy. Like whoever sets up at each company, whoever sets up like those specific like circumstances for the internet, that should be Nick. I mean, I'll always remember Nick setting the Wi-Fi password at your house, and it was like 80 random characters, and it's like, think that's enough security, dude? Do you think it's enough? Do you think anyone's gonna figure that one out? And then he was like changing it once in a while, and I'm like, dude, like, my God, like, good lord.
That's just good practice.
he would set up like for whatever big company, they'd be like, all right, set up the the internet usage, and he'd be like, you can only do this and this and this under specific circumstances.
No,
and you can only use your marketable skills under this.
that's not even what he does.
I know, but I'm saying he'd be damn good at it. He has so many skills,
Like, I can
and they're all marketable.
I can understand having a 64-character randomized password if you were Apple CEO and changed it every day. But you're an Ephra in a cul-de-sac.
And like no one's gonna be like, gotta get on this. Gotta get on this.
Gotta
Okay,
get
good.
on this windstream piece of garbage internet.
Yeah, I mean, if you're big enough to like have to worry about that, then you are paying someone to constantly monitor your stuff. Like some CEO or something like that is just like, oh, that's my tech guy. All he does is do this. What? Be the tech guy? With his marketable skills. My God, it always comes back. So, by the way,
Yeah.
15 minutes in, Starcraft.
Right, so what we have to do is, let me explain the mission. We have to destroy the 4 Zerg hives, and they each have like their own little thing, like, oh, this hive has like a bunch of like ultralisks and garbage. This one has air. And then, well, yeah, I think that's not optional. I think that is required, and then we have to bring Duran, who is the teal ghost unit. We'll see him later. There's the That's all that there is. I'm true to how I usually play, playing ridiculously like safe, building everything up, got my defenses.
What's the orange and blue dots on the top of
Orange would be one of the Zerg hives, and its units. They reveal it to us a little bit. And then the blue dots are minerals, or Vespine geysers. So you can
Need more minerals. So, I guess for my StarCraft-related commentary for the part, Ben's APM have been anywhere between 100 to 125. The highest I saw was 125. He very rarely dips beneath 100.
It usually happens towards the end of a mission.
This is very... I'm just on pins and needles when I watch that APM go a little bit too low.
I probably should. If I hadn't recorded the entire rest of StarCraft already, I should turn that off.
Can you turn off APM?
Yeah, Yeah, you can turn off. That was actually added in the remaster.
I honestly,
And the timer.
I honestly would
Actually.
have to turn off the APM because otherwise I would be like looking at it every so often and being like, oh my gosh.
You know what you had to do in original Starcraft? You had to.
They say do the math.
Yeah,
Nice.
there was that. You had to like you had to do build orders by like how much supply you had, because there was no in-game timer. Like that 12 minutes 50 seconds was not showing up there.
Good.
So you had to be like, all right, so roughly at like 14 supply, you build a second hatchery. Which, if you're doing that, but like it's just like a nice quality of life, and some like original Starcraft enthusiasts were kind of like iffy on that change when it came out. It was like, well, this makes it easier to play, so it's not good.
I'm not a fan.
Kind of reminds me of there was one time that I tried to play the original System Shock on PC. I don't know if you ever played that game or tried to, but it has the most complicated, worst controls of any game in the entire world.
Really?
And because it's so hard to explain, you should just know what to do. And then I was like, okay, can I not play this game? And then I looked up, there's like fan patch that just makes everything just so much better objectively.
Is it an FPS?
They should just release that bundled with the fan patch. And
Apparently there was a company that did a remaster of System Shock 1 that did a lot of quality of life stuff. But anyway,
that's actually, you know what? That's just the best remaster.
yeah.
Same thing, just quality of life stuff.
But
That's why I like this.
when I googled like a mod to make the game better, I remember seeing a thread about the mod, and like obviously the first like original post is like a download link and what it is. But I remember reading like 2 comments down, some guy was like, I don't know, just like, why'd you change this and that? It was perfectly fine how it was. I'm like, you were just the most wrong.
Yeah, it's like a. So the Heroes of Might Magic HD like mod makes the game like just so ridiculously like not easier to play, but like smoother to play. Like it's just like a lot of quality of life. And then like the actual HD edition, which they obviously put like 0 time into like actually making it more easy to play. Like honestly, everyone keeps asking like, the HD edition or the HD mod? So just get the HD mod. Just get the original on good old games and get the HD mod. Because that's all you need. That's all you need.
Yeah, once you hire a company that just doesn't care at all, and it's just like, we have to remaster this game, how do we do it? Let's not look at the community at all, let's just make it look nice.
Yeah.
And change nothing.
And the other cool thing about the Heroes 3 HD like edition is like how it doesn't include anything but the base game, so none of the expansions.
That's cool.
Question of the part 2.
Very good.
Discounting Silent Hill 2 and 3, which is the worst that I know of, what is the worst remaster or remake of a game that you know of? Silent Hill 2 and 3 is laughably bad, but there's a reason for it. Konami lost the source file, so like the whatever company had to redo it was like playing with the hand behind their back, so we're gonna throw that out there. Is there any other ones where you're just like, wow, this is pretty bad?
Any spread RPG.
Did they remake
yes.
this?
Final Fantasy V, the smartphone is pretty,
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then they take the smartphone version and make it like
the PC
they
version.
just port
Oh,
it to
wow.
Steam. And it's like,
Because
oh,
like
okay.
they used to
Awesome.
do good. Like
Thank you.
Final Fantasy 1 and 2 Dawn of Souls is like an improvement on the NES one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
huh?
I mean,
How do you mess up Final Fantasy V? It's like that's a game you can easily play on a phone because it's like
So just
there's
imagine
no gameplay. I mean, there's no like active gameplay.
Just imagine vector graphics. So everything is super blurry and awful looking, and then the tiles themselves, like when you put like say a ground tile and you have 9 of the tiles around each other, like they don't match up. You can see each individual tile easily.
Yeah.
And that's the entire game.
Where they used to
Do they call them Barts or Butts?
Did someone page me?
think it's Barnes.
I mean, it is Barnes.
No, it's supposed to be Barnes.
It's Barnes. Aerith. Boy,
You
it's
pronounce it
Aerith.
Boots.
Boots.
Your forces are under attack.
Oh,
So wait, are you talking about like the guy from ABGN, Bootsy?
I don't.
Yeah, no idea.
Yeah, I was like, what are you referencing?
Butts, boots.
So what's another like? Most ones are done like decently okay.
What was the most recent one? Like Chrono Trigger that was like released on Steam and like there was already a really good.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it was just a smartphone version.
Yeah.
They poured over.
Yeah, instead of like the DS version, it was pretty much definitive as far as I
Most
know.
people like it. Yeah.
I remember that the Hitman HD trilogy, they pretty much did nothing in terms of revamping the graphics. They just made it 16:9. That's pretty much it.
Oh,
Very good.
good stuff. I like the
The Win-
Switch. The Switch remakes.
Wind Waker HD on Wii U is also not very good.
No?
Because they, you know, the original one has like true just shell shading graphics, and like all the lighting sources look good. But Wind Waker HD like is not shell shaded. It's just kind of like the models look like chubby, and when light sources are shined on those models, they look weird. Like, I don't know how to explain it. They look artifacted and they don't reflect light well, and it just looks awful. But when Wind Waker HD is out on like the ocean, it looks really good. But like when you're in like a dark cave, and like especially like you open up a chest and then there's that light source that like goes down on you, it looks god awful.
I like the Last of Us HD remake.
The one that's
Goes
just
from
60 FPS.
Goes from PS3 to PS4 like 1 year later, and all I do is 60 FPS it.
At least a 60 FPS.
I played it again. That's one of the things that because I'm not big on graphics, but I will always take 60 FPS and less good looking than like very beautiful but 30 FPS with like motion blur. I hate motion blur. It makes me not feel good. Like it makes my eyes like hurt. I've played all the Uncharted games and they're gorgeous, but they're like literally 30 if not less FPS. And the motion blur sucks. I hate it. Like that's the one thing PC is based about. Like there's so much 60 FPS stuff that I'm just like, oh my god, I can actually play this. We played George brought over his VR. There's a game called Bravo Team VR, and it's kind of like Time Crisis, but it's really boring. But like the FPS of it is like what?
No, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at what you're doing. Like, really
Also, you went under 100. But it's like a super boring Time Crisis that's like really generic, and it plays at like the lowest FPS when you like move around. And my god,
For a VR game, that
Yeah.
must be like.
yeah, it sucked. I hated it. It was so like we played it 10 minutes and we were like, oh, this is it. Like we beat the first level, and you know how Time Crisis they're like short levels and they're like silliness. This was like very serious. Like the terrorists are on the bridge. We need to take them out. Then you like pop up and shoot them. Then you go up like 2 more feet, and then you pop up and shoot them, and you're like, oh, there's no like crazy attack helicopter. We were like, whoa, look at this.
Just imagine.
So boring.
Point blank.
I'd play that.
I think it'd be.
I'd play that. That's one, like, I'm never, ever for the store looking for arcade games, but, like, if someone was like, I have a point blank, I'd be like,
And of course, you would
Go
buy
on.
it and not pay for this.
I think,
Because I just remember.
I'd only have a couple machines, like, I would possibly have at home, and that's one of them, for sure.
Because I remember the point blank machine. One of the reasons why I was so curious that they got like it didn't really have like a physical like traction.
Yeah, that would break me a second. Some kid would be like, woo! Yeah.
Your forces are
I would also
under
have the
attack.
Simpsons pinball game here from 1990 at Lay House, but really uninterested in any of the other ones.
$2,000, please.
Dude, there was this one time where this guy was like on this one group was like, "Hey, just gotta get rid of this, $500 for the Simpsons pinball from 1990," and I was like, "Am I driving to Virginia right now?" Like it was in like Virginia, and I was like, "Oh boy!" But like, even Parker was like, "Just go get it," like because he was up here at the time. He was like, "Just go get." He was like, "Go get it," but like I was really strapped at the like it was literally like. I guess it was a year ago now. It was like literally right as like the biggest game of the year was coming out, and I was like, I can't do it. I was like, I can't. If it was like another time of the year, I would have been like, just hold it. But it was like literally like right before like Black Ops or whatever came out, and I was like, I can't do it. I just can't. So rip. And the crazy thing was that was up for way too long. I was like, what is going on here? I guess people don't care about that one, unlike me. But then I went to Allentown Pinball Fest. You should go, Ben. You should go next time. You don't like pinball at all? Even for one afternoon?
Ben, when's the last time you actually played a pinball machine?
They have this huge area, this huge free play area, and it just has... Huh? Maybe by the time we put this up, it'll be open.
Don't make promises.
And it's not mine, so I can make any promises I want. But I don't! Give it!
I will say I'm doing a very terrible job here. First of all, my macro is just completely off.
87
I must
CPM.
not have like my barracks like hotkey to anything. I swear I get better as this campaign goes on. But I don't know.
Who's the girl? The girl character?
Me.
Medic?
Medic waifu.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So I've been having trouble with red for some reason, and I think it's because I am very stupid. So
That makes a solid point.
that's my main issue. As soon as I like kill those archives, like all of their units like they don't move at all. So you can just like kill them without like any threat of retaliation, which is pretty nice.
So I realize this is like 25 parts after we started Starcraft. But the max like amount of units you can control at one time is 12.
Yes.
And how do you like if you have like a big one?
Oh, okay. So I guess I really never explained controllers. Basically, you like select a group of units and you hit control, and then one is 0 through 9, I guess. Like if you press like 1 or 2 or 3, it'll like recall the group that you assigned to that number.
Oh, that's cool.
That's how you like actually
Quickly
like,
do that.
switch back to like my command center so fast.
Can you do that in Age of Empires? Anything like that?
Yeah, they do. It's
Wow.
Like,
No wonder I'm so bad at that game.
oh yeah. Yeah.
My god.
Basically, like the key to getting like half decent at RTS is just
Hotkeys.
hotkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause now, like, when you send armies out and I'll be like, why are they over there? It'd be so easy to just be like, press 1, click, press 2, click, you know?
Yeah.
So much easier.
The thing is, like, that's like it's. I guess for me, when I was like a 10-year-old or whatever, and once again that was a glitch of like recording while playing, where I selected something but it didn't register, so that sucks. But for when I was 10, I like
A million years ago,
yes.
am I right?
Yeah, I could not conceive that like hotkeys were actually faster. I was like, oh, I mean, I'm never gonna get good enough at using a hotkey fast, like, so I'm just gonna do everything with the mouse, and that is just you can't pull it off.
Is System Shock 2 a game we could conceivably do? Do you play System Shock 2? Or is it like a little more slow paced than I'm thinking?
I have played it. It's hard to say because there's some moments in System Shock, even the first one, that are really cool. Like anything with like Showman, that's the AI that's trying to kill you the entire time.
Alright, well, spoiler for the
Dang!
How does people not know that?
Yeah, I don't know anything about the game,
well,
but I assume that's like the major plot point.
That's actually like, I
That
don't
you
know.
learned that in the first like 10 minutes.
Wow, so now the first 10 minutes are messing with
System Shock is like one of those games where like,
There's a lot of times when you're just kind of wandering around trying to get resources and going through levels, and it's very like ambient and quiet, and there's not a lot of story happening.
How's the story presented? Is it like all like you have to find a data log and then read it, and that's
Basically, everyone is dead on the station, and it's just Shodan taunting you, and you finding like logs and things.
Is the second one the similar kind of thing, or is the first? Are you talking about the second one?
The first and the second one are pretty similar, honestly.
So-
Everyone likes the second one more because the first one is like super like obsolete in terms of game design in pretty much every way.
I've always kind of wanted
So
to...
that dude's like, in the first one he's like, oh my god, I finally survived this.
Okay.
And the second one he's like, not again!
So let me
Shodan!
And then they do Bioshock.
Let me give you an example real quick before this LP is over. So to throw grenades in System Shock 1, what you have to do is that you have an inventory thing on your screen, which takes the bottom like 30% of the screen relative. And the only way to throw a grenade is to drag your mouse down, click on the grenade, bring the grenade up back to the folder area, and then right-click to throw it. And that's just to throw the grenade one time. And
But
you
it's-
die very fast.
It's an FPS, and so there's like things. It's like not fast, but it's like happening.
It's an FPS,
Yeah.
but it has like the UI of like a dungeon crawler.
Huh.
So it like doesn't work.
Well, compare that to literally Half-Life, which is what around the same time.
And they have this
right?
like really complicated like movement system of you like tilting your body like up and down and left and right. And like the original like mode is like you have to do it on keyboard and it is just I could not do it.
Yeah, so that was when keyboards had less keys. So
Remember when Doom didn't have mouse look for gaming?
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated already.
A lot of people will still play Doom like without the mouse. They'll do it keyboard only.
That's
Wow.
cool.
And-
I'm glad that they're stuck in their old ways.
By the way,
I mean,
enjoy
I got to admit one
things.
thing. When I play RE3 and I use just the keyboard, I do feel pretty BA. Like, especially considering I'm mostly a console guy. Obviously, the fact that I'm like, I'm
Yeah, but-
60th place on this game and I use just the keyboard. Like,
Tank controls on keyboard doesn't sound
yeah, it's not that bad.
We've located the side disruptor. Shall we
Yeah,
plant the
so,
explosives on it?
we completed our objective here.
Virtual clap, everyone.
What is that, Sam Fisher? Get it?
Very well. Take it away. Captain, I'll be returning
Yes.
to the command ship
Despite
presently.
predating Splinter Cell.
Wow. These graphics have been good the entire time. Wait a minute.
So
Look at that! Look at that triple score.
Really quick thing before we end. Have you ever heard of that Warhammer RTS, the mod that's like Apocalypse or something, called something like that?
I don't know.
No.
What?
I saw a video on it and it looks super interesting. But if
Boys and girls, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone, for this.